Kol halo Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Rochochorash. Let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor, especially they who labor in the word and doctrine. To the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. We have some Canadian news, eh? It says Canada is officially dropping its mandate for travel next week. Esau Edom, which is the biblical name of the so-called white man, has left-handed false prophets who, through their witchcraft, are able to convene with spiritual demons. These spiritual demons then tell these left-handed, abominable warlocks and witches what dates to tell these so-called government officials. All right, so let's continue to read. It says the Canadian government is officially dropping the requirement that domestic, so mean traveling outwards outside the country. Within the country. Domestic is within the country, and outbound is outside the country, obviously. International travelers be fully. The mandate will be dropped on June 20th. So we already know everything is Yahweh, will Yahweh Shai Ratazah. Everything is Yahweh, will Yahweh Shai willing. We know this. So anything can happen between now, which is June 14th, to June 20th. Anything can happen. All right? But let's just say it were to actually happen on June 20th and it is dropped. We know that it's all to be used for the purposes of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. And we know from Elder Apostle Tahar on down of Great Millstone, all roads lead to the RFID microchip. Right? Slaves need to travel. And that's how the wicked elite on the left-hand side, that's how they look at the people, as slaves. All right? So it says here, and will allow Canadians to board planes and trains. It reads plans. All right? To head to domestic, so within the country, or international travel locations outside the country. However, they will still be subject to current testing and quarantine requirements upon re-entry to Canada. In fact, all re-entry requirements all slated to stay the same, and you'll still have to wear your face mask wherever it's required. Oh my gosh. Okay, wow. Foreign nationals planning on coming to Canada will still be required to be, if you're planning on boarding a cruise ship, requirements will also remain in effect. Many countries, including the United States, are still requiring proof of upon entry. So it's a good idea to double check the entry requirements of your desired travel spot. So this news is for people of the world, and we know that there are way more wicked people on this earth than there are righteous people. All right, so that's the main point. So let's get the script. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. So you can never, there's not even one time you could trust your enemy. That's how serious the scriptures are. The scriptures don't mince words. Iron inevitably rusts. So just like their wickedness, they may come humble at first, but it will show. It will definitely show. So we know that them doing this, there's no, it's not for, the people need to be able to travel. It's not like that at all. This is just the what is it? The carrot in front of the horse bullshit. Then you get people relaxed, and then you do some next bullshit. All right, they do this shit with business, right? They'll introduce the people to an item they all love. Then they'll fucking change the recipe like they did with Coca-Cola. Have the people get discombobulated. then motherfucking introduce the same bullshit back to them and make billions. All right, it's the same thing, pressure from above, pressure from below. All right, so this is First Thessalonians 5:3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. And this has happened every time prophecy has happened. Usually it seems like there's a time of peace and safety, and that's the perfect time when sudden destruction comes, when everyone's all asleep and, given to marriage and life's good, but it's not fucking good. If you're alive in this world right now, we're under a wicked vibration. This world is disgusting. Micah 2:10. This world is sorely polluted, and I can only describe to you this in English words. It's just way more disgusting. As travail upon a woman with child, and you can picture a woman just screaming and moaning, especially knowing that they're the weaker vessel, and they're more given unto carnality, and they weren't given wisdom. They were deprived of that pertaining to the book of Job. And child, like a child is pretty much defenseless, right? So it says here, and they shall not escape. All right, this is the perfect deception tool to be used on the people. We know all roads lead to the RFID microchip, which is outlined in Revelation chapter 13, verse 16 on down. All right, and we know in Canada with they call it the Caribbean Carnival or Festival. With that happening, you're going to have a lot of people flying in. Also, this is going to tempt a lot of people to want to take the right, because they're going to now see their friends, and that's why we have to separate ourselves from the world. We can only be around people that have the same mind. Let this mind be in you that is in Yahushua, right? Because people in the world are going to do worldly shit. People that are in the spirit of Yahweh, B'Shem Yahushua, are going to do the things pertaining to Yahweh, B'Shem Yahushua. So it says here in Luke chapter 21, verse 34, this is Malak Yahushua speaking, and take heed to yourselves. Now this is contextually speaking about 70 AD, but these words are applicable to our modern times. And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts, so your lob, your mind, be overcharged with surfeiting. All right, what the fuck? Excess, that's what it means. All right, sorry, I didn't know what it meant. So it meant excess. So you know what I'm saying? You've been blessed with one car, you want four more. You've been blessed with whatever you've been blessed with, you want way more. That's so we gotta apply this to modern times. And drunkenness, what are you drunk off of? Any philosophy in this bullshit world. And now, because we're in the most wicked time in existence, there's philosophies at anything. You know what I mean? Like, they'll make a towel god, and you'll actually have people follow that. You know what I'm saying? And cares of this life. What are the cares of this life? Job, how you're going to eat, how you're going to survive, blah, 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 blah. Vanity of vanity, saith the preacher, which is King Solomon. All is vanity. And so that the day come upon you unawares, the day of the Lord, the day of Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua's judgment. And we know that the day of Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua's judgment in our times is the return of Yahushua HaMashiach, the author and finisher of our faith, the everlasting Father, Prince of Peace, Isaiah 9:6. For as a snare, so as a trap, shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth, right? Because we're all going to be tested, right? Within that test is the RFID microchip. Are you down for your crown? And which crown is it? Is it a crown on the right-hand side, or is it the crown on the left-hand side? Is your crown corruptible, or is your crown eternal? Yahweh Shemeshai knoweth. So it says here, Matthew 24, because he knows your soul, because he created it. So Matthew 24:37, once again, Malak Yahushua speaking. But as the days of Noah were, right? The days of the flood, when for, a hot minute, our forefather Noah was building the ark. Well, everyone was, you had generations exist. You know what I mean? Like, you had a man become a dad, and then become a grandfather, and then maybe even a great-grandfather, all while Noah was fixated on one task, which was beautiful. That's how we have to be. You know, fixated on Yahweh Shai. How can we be like Yahweh Shai in modern times to the best of our ability, in truth and sincerity, right? How could we be more brotherly? How could we take care of the Akyam, the brothers, Wa, and Akwath, sisters, the elect, you know, of the nation of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indies, Haitians, and Israelite foreigners, those that may look like the heathen nations, but have the spirit of an Israelite, the spirit that goes back to the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So back in Matthew 24 and 37, Malak Yahushua speaking, but as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be, right? And we know that this is gonna lull a lot of people to sleep, man, because you know, going on a vacation is because we're already in the matrix, right? So it's like going into the matrix and then you go within another matrix, because you know, you go on these vacations, it's all fake. All these people get paid to make it seem like everything's Irie. You know what I'm saying? But it's not. Just because you go on vacation, you can't escape the curses. You know what I mean? Not to mention, you see how like practically everything else is in place. So you already know this is just a deception. This is just a trap. You know what I mean? But it's gonna snare up the non-elect. You know what I'm saying? So with that, I hope you all were edified. Shalom.